Hello, everybody. Today we are going to talk about how to write an operating system. There are different kinds of operating system. Okay, so you have to know what are the different kinds of operating system. One is called Unix operating system, and there are other kinds of operating system. Okay, some are named as real-time operating system. Some are multi-processing system. Some are kind of shared memory system. Some operating systems are kind of boot operating system. Then you have some operating system are kind of from the device, those kind of from the device it takes memory and does all the things. So there are different kinds of operating systems. Multi-processing, multi-user, single user, those kind of things are all there. Okay, single user means only a single person can use. There is no task switching. That is the basic idea of multitasking is not there. Multitasking or tasking switching is not there. So to switch from one task to another task, it's not possible. So Unix operating system, the basic idea of operating system is whether it is a single user operating system or multi-user operating system or multi-processor operating system, or it is a kind of a shared memory operating system, or it's a kind of a link library operating system, or it's a kind of network operating system, iOS and NIOS and those kind of things, network operating system, telephony operating system, or it is a switching system like Cisco and other kind of operating system. There are so many different real-time operating system. Real-time is like when you want to do send a rocket or something like that, those kind of things are all real-time operating systems. When you want to do a real-time mapping of something, then they use real-time operating system where time is very critical and they use it according to that. Okay, so today we are going to talk about operating system. So, what is the basic idea of operating system? You have a machine. You want to run the machine. Okay. So you give two cables, electrical cables, and you have a motor, and the motor is running. Single motor is running. So if you have a single motor, it's a single task operating system because there is only one motor running. If you have two motors, then it is two motor system. Okay, two motor system, three motor system, or a multi motor system, or linked motor system, and things like that. So engines can be run on two link, single engine motor, or double engine link motor, and things like that. So similarly, the operating system can be run in different modes. Okay, you can you want to write a code for that, then immediately if you take an operating system, the basic level is you have to understand what is a 0 and a 1. All operating systems are written in zeros and one only. Okay, so most of the operating systems, when you see to the depth, to the core, it will be all having as zeros and ones, but there are certain sequencing is a kind of things which creates a partition of these zeros and ones. So if you look at a flat table kind of thing, if you look at the memory map of a particular operating system, it will have all kinds of zeros, 101, 110, 001, 110, and all these kind of things will be there. But you want to terminate and make it as a block. So the memory has to be first made as a block. The basic idea of an operating system is a kind of file system. File system. What is a file? File is a certain kinds of specific files are there. There are different kinds of files are there. Okay, different kinds of files there. One is called boot file. Another one is called test file. Then you have operating system file. Then you have on the line disk management file, and so these are all different kinds of dot c, dot o, dot l, dot r, dot sh, those kind of dot, so many different kinds of files are there. Okay, for your word document is also when you run a word document, it is also a kind of It's a part of the operating system file that is being used as a kind of application kind of thing which runs over there. So the basic idea of operating system is that one is called the core, okay. Then you have different layerings, okay. Within the core, there are different layers. The core is called sometimes there is a small kind of beginner code, which is always written as a kind of zeros and ones. This is called the bit format code, okay. This is the basic thing that runs on a particular kind of system. System can be anything. It can have any kind of processor, any kind of motherboard, any kind of switching elements. It's all consists of zeros and ones only within the operating system. So that is the basic thing. So as devices are called extra things, okay, extra things added to the operating system are called devices. Devices is what? Shared memory is a device, then you have link memory is a device, then you have this thing is a device, and the core is actually a processor. That is the hardware aspect of it. So from the core, from the hardware, when you first switch on the machine, immediately it goes to the processor. The first thing that runs is a processor, okay. If the processor fails, nothing will run, okay. That is, without processing a particular set of sequence of numbers, you cannot have an operating system running on the system. So it is the core of the thing. Then it is actually highly regularized and it is a kind of highly protected within the box or within the kind of computers or network hubs, all these things. It is highly protected, okay. That is the main core of the element of the of a particular computer or a cell phone or anything like that. So that is the main core. So that has a basic level of zeros and ones. That is called small things which the basic thing which runs is first it tests the processor itself. Okay, what is the frequency, what is the time, what is the this thing, how much of clocking is run. So these have specialized clock for themselves. Okay, when you have the power card on, immediately there is a small extremely low voltage which goes into the processor, and this processor uses that to produce cycles is a kind of things I told you, like switching elements and kind of zeros and ones, okay. This is called a clock of the processor, okay. Clock of the processor is the one which is running right now, and it disconnects everything else from the outside except for the current coming in and that low voltage coming in, and the clock within the processor is running, and sometimes the clock within the processor, but you won't see anything on the screen. That is because of other problems like outside problems and other things, but sometimes the processor will be running really good. So don't think that your computer is dead because the processor is dead. So processor may not be dead because most of the time the processor is extremely safe, and it is extreme low voltage which is a crystal which is embedded there, which gives the signal, and mostly the processor, whatever can be the kind of thing, the processor will be always running, okay. That is the basic thing I have to say, because it will be generating clock and then running. So what is the zeros and one within the clock? This zeros and one is packed in a particular small memory which is there inside the processor, okay, inside the processor. That is the basic switch element. That is a basic testing procedure within the processor. So the processor is first tested, all the things, and all the things within the processor is tested. So for that there is a test code which is a kind of basic shared memory kind of code which will be running, okay. That is the kind of processor thing, okay. Then after that you have a flash memory. Flash memory is a kind of that thing which comes with a small memory within the processor or outside the processor, which is linked directly to the processor. It's called a flash memory, okay. We are not talking about multi-processing system right now, but we are using certain standard kind of operating system. So we are talking about Unix and other things later, but it is too much of a detail that is there. So actually I am just going to tell how the things work, okay. Zeros and ones, that's all. That is the basic idea you have to understand. All the things that is there within the processor, it's all switching elements, and memory is a shared memory within the processor. The processor has a allocated memory called a flash memory, or it can be outside or inside the processor. it can RAM, which is called a RAM or something like that. Okay, so usually to protect the thing as the basic zeros and ones will be stored in a flash memory, and it will be loaded onto the RAM. The RAM is the one which is linked to the processor directly. It can be external RAM or internal RAM within the processor and things like that. Those kind of things are architecture are so complex, but I don't want to talk too much about the hardware and other things. Okay, first you have to understand what is a RAM. RAM is a random access memory. Okay, that will be the thing which will be used by the processor, and nothing else will be used by the processor while starting. Okay, now the usually the processor doesn't have any kind of link to other things. It will just give only, it will just work only from the random access memory. So the random access memory can be minimal or it can be maximal to make the process going on faster. It depends, all the processor, the speed depends on the kind of processor and amount of shared memory or amount of RAM you have. That RAM will give you all the operating system running on that. So first thing, it will be taken from the flash. Okay, so the processor comes in and then so it looks for a flash kind of memory unit, and then from the flash it takes out the operating system, part of the operating system, to do all the checking of the external environment including the processor, and that bit code is first put inside the RAM, and then the RAM runs. Okay, the RAM runs and the RAM runs from the RAM, it goes into the processor step by step, byte after byte. Okay, it depends on the bit size. If it is 16-bit, 32-bit, then 32-bit is immediately put inside on the processor head. So if every 32-bit goes into the processor head. Okay, the processor head will be searching for that particular switching element and then immediately do execute that particular 8-bit or 16-bit kind of instruction. Instruction means a 8-bit or 16-bit code. Okay, it's a kind of code, like add is a code, subtract is a code, then you multiply is a code, or you switch to from one address to another address, that is a code. So these are all code languages. Okay, shift left is a code, shift right is a code, then multiply is a kind of when you shift left or right, you get a multiplication or a division. So this is multiplication, division are all done by the processing. So the basic thing is zeros and one, which will go to the first processor main address, and from that main address is to start executing the thing. Which is sometimes there are about 50 or 100 instructions will be just queued within the thing, and sometimes it will be 10 executions happening simultaneously. This is called multiprocessing. Okay, a single processor can have multiprocessing, or a group of processors can be integrated to do multiprocessing. Those kind of things are there, but octa-core means 8 cores are there. 4 core means 4 core processor, means it has got 4 things running simultaneously, 4 instructions running simultaneously, or 8 instructions running simultaneously, or it can be running from the shared memory and other things. Okay, so we are not going into the hardware details, we are just giving basic things how it will be working. For you, you have to understand what is a kind of, first what is a shared memory, first what is a flash. Flash is the thing where the basic running of the computer is there, or zeros or one is there. The Unix operating system just runs from there. Okay, Unix is a multitasking, multi-user, multi-processing. So these are, they are about hundreds of adjectives for that Unix operating system, because it has got a huge variety of features. It is called the Unix operating system. Unix means user network integrator or external system or something like that. Okay, it was developed by I think the Berkeley Software Systems and things like that. Okay, so Berkeley Software System, which was later sold to IBM, and from IBM they got on to some other companies. Then they want to go on to Linux and all this Linux, and there are so many versions of those and those kind of things. Even Windows is a kind of version of those. So Windows, your MS-DOS, all these things are small different versions of those things, but the basic operating, that is why you want to write a basic operating system. Okay, first thing to want to write a particular code or operating system for this thing. First you have to make a selection of the processor, the kind of processor you want to buy. So first thing, there will be a processor, and for that the processor there will be instructions. It is called a processor instruction set. Processor instruction set. Okay, set is called it is basically the processor will tell you if you put this instruction, it is an add instruction. If you put this instruction, this will be a multiply instruction. If you put this instruction into the register, then it is called add, subtract, multiplication. This is called a register. There are hundreds of registers which you don't want to know. Okay, the basic is the instruction register. Instruction register is the one which has all the things. That is the main core. Okay, there might be multiple instruction cores, but there are for nothing to do with the multiprocessing and other things. But what I'm saying, instruction will be the first thing which will be loaded, and instruction set will be the first thing loaded. Instruction set is dependent on that particular processor, whether it is a 8-bit core, 8-core processor, 4-core processor, or it is a quad-core processor, or it is a 16-bit processor, 20-bit processor, it's a 8-bit processor, 4-bit processor, all these things. So first thing is, from the shared memory, it goes into the first execution is something like 0 1 1 1 0. That is an instruction for read the map from this. This is where the memory is. From there you start downloading your operating system. That is what the first instruction will be. Okay, that kind of instruction will be given in first, and after that it just fills in that code inside, and it goes to the next address element. What is the basic thing which does by the instruction register is that register switches to the next instruction on the sequence. Say you have 500, then it will goes to 501 and does the next instruction. Then it gives to 502, then it gives to 503. So that is the instruction. The next instruction it will start executing. But while executing, you can have a jump instruction. Say you want to put within the register, you say J instruction 10,000, then immediately it will go to 10,000 and you start executing that 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003, 10,004 and things like that. Okay, like that. So it is a sequence of instructions which goes on, and it can be just to switch in the middle also with a special kind of instruction which says jump instructions. Okay, there are other kinds of things which you can do. I told you plus, minus, addition, division, multiplication, subtraction, rotation, left, right, rotate, address add address, subtract address. You can instructions also can be added and subtracted. Say you have 5,000, okay, add 5,000 plus 10. So you can give. So the next instruction will be 5,000 plus 10. So it will go into 5. So instead of saying 5,000, 5,002, 1, 2 and things like that, it will go to 5,010 and 5,011, 5,012. Those kind of instructions will be will be executed. So this is the instruction set. Instruction means what you have to do. Okay. That particular code 000110 will be put on the register. That register will show you the current instruction being executed. That what you want to do with that processor. Okay, what you want to do, what kind of work you want to do. That is the thing which will be going into. That is how a Unix operating system works. There are cores for the Unix operating system. One is called the basic I/O. Okay, basic input output. That is the core. Then there is another kind of thing which is called shared memory. Then it's called that is a kind of thing where it will do instruction on a shared memory kind of thing. Then they have, so basic operating system will have a small thing which is just for the boot code. Then that is called a boot code because the system has to come up for you to take all the different kinds of your applications and other things have to run. So before that, there has to be an operating. So first is the boot code, then you have the operating system. What is an operating system? This operating system gives you all the looks and feels and other things and applications if they want to run. The first thing is the operating system has to be there. So that is called the core. It is kind of layered. That is why it is called a shell. It's called shell 1, shell 1. There are different kinds of shell. Okay, the basic core shell, that is called a CHS. That is a core shell. Then we have a shell which is an upper layer. There's a next layer, this is called another shell. Then LSS, there is another kind of shell which is there, which is covers over that. So those are kind of instructions you can give on a higher level kind of thing, a higher level like kind of thing. So basic thing for that instructions you have to write what are compilers. Compilers are things which convert in higher level language like C. You cannot write Z and zeros and ones and then give it to the computer. We can do it, but it's very difficult. That is why what they do is they develop all these languages, C, C++, Java, all this PHP, DSP, OSP, all these things, and core operating system written on those kind of languages. For that, what those kind of languages does, they sequence all the zeros and one in a particular fraction, proper fashion, and then they have the complete set of instruction code, the addition, multiplication code, all these things. Okay, so once you write a program, that program is converted into all zeros and one. That's called an executable program. That program is the one which has all the zeros and one. The basic operating system is already running. That is an executable program which is called an operating system. Now the other things is they use kind of shared memory and other things, and then you give the other kind of instruction. So the basic operating system will be running, and suddenly what they'll do, an application wants to access a particular service of the operating system, then it will give the instruction to that particular application. Okay, so what happened, jump 5000, basic operating system is running 5000, 5001, 5002, 5003, next instruction is running, and suddenly there is an application you start, application like a Unix tutorial or Unix something, or like Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Immediately what happens, those instruction sets are not there, so it has run on the processor. So what it does is it takes that particular kind of application and gives the control to that particular kind of gives control. That is what I told you already. Switch, the register switch, alright, 500 to 501, 502, suddenly you go into 500 and take the next instruction as 530. So add instruction 5000 and then starts executing from there. So those kind of instructions will be given. So what happens, the operating system will be just running 5001, 5002, 5003 instructions. Suddenly it will go to 8900 instruction. That is where your application space is there. So there are different kinds of space: operating system space, application space, within the memory. Within the memory, I told you, within the RAM or within the shared RAM or within the actual memory. From the memory, first thing, it gets downloaded into your shared memory, and from the shared memory it gets downloaded all to your RAM. And a RAM is very minimal because it has to run all the instructions only from the RAM. The processor understands only the RAM, it doesn't understand anything else, and it just gives instructions to the other thing. So it will just, for IO and other things, it will just switch those things and give it to the it will just give the instruction to load those things into your RAM, and from that it will just kind of load instruction which is executed. Okay, so first thing is, when you're saying when you have an application, the load instruction will be the first one which will be given, and the load instruction gets installed into your I told you the RAM, and from it switches from the RAM, from the operating system, it will just switch on to that particular RAM and start executing. And once your application is over, once you close the application, it gets out and starts running the operating system back. The operating system has different kinds of things running. One, it manages all the memory, then it manages all the IO, then it manages all the network, then it manages all the disk device and all these things, then it manages all the device, the screen and all those kind of, that is called device IO and other things. Then it manages all the applications. It manages all the applications, where to put all the applications, in which shared memory it has to put, and where disk is there, and where to load your all your application file and put it somewhere in particular location and other things. A file is nothing but you will have a 0001 instruction followed by 001 instruction followed by, so 3 or 10 001 instructions, 10 bytes of 001 instruction means it's a file header. Okay, then a file trailer will have 10 001s plus something, okay, 10.00.11, okay, that is a particular code, send 10.00.11. That particular means the file is at end. That's called a file header and a file end. Similar like, so it is a kind of instructions, okay. So when the memory location, if you look at a file, it will have a specific kind of instruction that it is a file. How it you can identify, it will have a specific kind of header, 0001, then it will have 0001, then you will have 0001, then you will have 0001, and after that you will have 11111. So that is the file header, okay. That is a kind of thing which gives you an understanding it is a file header. And a file end is like 0001, 0001, 0001, then after that 1111, then after that it will be 0010. That 10 means that it is the ending of a file. So file header, file trailer. So these are the things which identify a particular thing. Okay, if Microsoft Word has that particular header and a trailer. Every file type, it has got a file type, everything. So the everything where it is stored in the memory and all these things are put in the file header and the file trailer. What is the type of file? All these things is that those kind of information is put in there. This is called a file header and a file trailer, and you can identify a particular file down a memory. So you can easily say that okay, this is the file header, this is the file trailer, and these are the kinds of instructions. That is how they identify and then load onto the. So it has got different kinds of shell. So Unix operating system has got different kinds of shell. The layer, the core, CHS, DHS, SSH, LHS, all these different shells will be working on that, and each one will be different kinds of management work on the operating system. So now we know how a Unix operating system is a multi-core, multi-processing system. So today we are going to see some of the things which I have already instructed some of the things, install some of the things, and we are just going to open up and see. Okay, now this is a tutorial on scripting, diagnosing and things like that. So I am just opening up that and then finding. So how to, it has got a complete guidelines of directories, file permissions, environment, basic utilities, pipes and filters, process, communication. So what are all the different things? Okay, so if you want to just know about a particular operating system is basically to control your computer, control your cell phone, control your set of cell phones, control your set of Windows management, those kind of things. That is why it is called an operating system. So or Unix beginners and things like that. So basic idea of an operating system, file management. Files are how you manage the files. Then you have directory management. Directory means nothing but how the files are arranged within a particular link to link kind of thing. How the directories, what is it? It's a file folder kind of thing. So those kind of file folders and directories, different kinds of. Then file permissions, how you access a particular file or don't access a particular file. These are the things, the file permission. Then you have environments. Then basic utilities. Utilities are kind of things, the basic startup kind of things which you can use for certain kinds of things. How to manipulate on the files, how to manipulate on the directories, how to manipulate on the file management, how you can do. So those are kinds of utilities. Pipes and filters. So there are different kinds of pipes which are available. Pipes is a kind of in a process where you can send something from one side to another side, and then you can do a filtering also on that. So pipes and filters are the processes. Process is the kind of, I told you, different kinds of processes can be running. Processes like if you want to run Word and Excel simultaneously, then there are two processes that is running. So you have Word also. You just switch between Word and by Excel. Then it is a process switch. So how the process management is that. Then you have the communications management. Then you have the editor management. What is shell? They are giving I told you the different kinds of shells are there. Different shells means it's a kind of core zeros and ones which are managing all the different kinds of variables and other things. Using arrays, basing operation, decision making, shell loops, loop control, shell substitute, IO redirection, shell function, manage, help, file system basics, system performance, system logging, signals and traps. Signals and traps are like from you have a particular kind of signals, then those kinds of signals and traps are there. So Unix shell programming, you can do a shell program. Shell programming, I told you, it is the shell is the one which is the operating system, and over that shell programming is what you write over the operating system. and from that operating system what kind of applications you can write. From shell programming, advanced users can use write an operating basic use the shell to do other kinds of applications. This is advanced Unix, which says system logging, signals and traps, user administration, file system basics, regular expressions, and what are regular expressions, and those kind of things. Okay, for now we are finishing off here. So you know basic things of what is an operating system, how it runs, what are the different things that it manages, and what is by everything is stored in zeros and ones and things like that. Okay, for now you know what is an operating Unix operating system. It's a multi-processing, multi-tasking plus multi-coring plus it's a multi-shell also. It's a multi-shell layering also. Then it can manage for quite a number of other kinds of things. That is the core of Unix operating system. So for now, there are different kinds of operating systems. I told you real time, the multi sharing, single user, multi user, those kind of operating systems are there. Real time is mostly used for satellite navigation. Those kind of things are there. Okay, that's all for now today. We talked about Unix operating system.